postcard. Oh, there we go. We are sending, sending postcards out through our OneDesign and Print Center. So let me share my screen. And open up that. All right, now hold on. I got to move you all around. So give me just 2 seconds here while I resituate my screen. All right. All right. So there are two options when sending postcards through our system that we have access to through Realty One Group. One is through OneDesign Creative Studio. You can create your designs there. The other is through Print Center. So those are your two options for creation of those. And the reason I mention that is that through you've got to send the postcards out. If you're going to have the system send the postcards out, which is our goal today, you have to use the Print Center, OneDesign Print Center, in order to send those postcards out. That being said, I feel like the Print Center has limited options for postcards. So you've got more options through the Creative Studio. So so I'm inside my One login. Again, if you don't have the little one on the top corner, Carly can help you install the One login quick start button. But let's go. I'm just going to show you Print Center real quick, and then we'll bump over to OneDesign. So I just clicked on Print Center. If yours doesn't have the little thing there, it's because those were under my frequently used items. And so you would need to go to your apps, the One tool chest, or hit the search button and it'll pull up that Print Center. So those, once you hit it always defaults to frequents, but you can go to the apps and it'll show you all the apps in their alphabetical order. So when you open the OneDesign Print Center, it's going to open up, your tab's going to say Express Docs on it. So don't get confused there. That's what it is. It's Express Doc. So here, if you wanted to go to postcards, we would hop over here to this postcards button. I like the large postcards, but if you hover over it, it'll tell you what the size are. So it's 8.5 by 5.5. Say that again.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was talking to somebody. Ask me a question.
All right. The small postcards are 5.5 by 4.25. The extra large postcards are 11 by 5.5. Okay. And then there's also mega postcards. So depending on what you're looking for, those are your options. Again, I like the large postcards, the 8.5, so think of a piece of paper, like a piece of paper basically is the large postcards, 5.5 by 8.5. So if we click on that, you can navigate in the upper right-hand corner. It gives you your options of all large postcards, just listed, just sold, coming soon, announcement. So let's say that we are looking for just sold postcards. It has two options for us in those just sold postcards. I'm not sure I'm in love with either of them. Okay, so there is those options. If we go to the other option, which is the OneDesign Creative Center. In fact, let me just open up a new window for that so that you guys can see how to navigate that. So we're going to go OneDesign Creative Studio. I'm going to click on that button. It's going to open me up a new window.
Now I got to go back to the main page there. And for whatever reason, I'm stuck in Creative Studio. Got to be doing something wrong.
Like all you can see is Creative Studio here, or what do you mean?
Yeah, and then if I try to do the back button, it logs me out. So I'm wondering what I did.
Okay, so when I open up my One login, so like if I were to go to a new tab now that I'm logged in, you can't hit this was the Express Docs that I was in, and it actually opens up a new window. So if I hit back here, it's just going to trap me in this OneDesign Express Docs tabby, to the point that it probably will log me out if I keep hitting the back button, or it won't let me go back any further. So I have to go back to the One login. And if you're having problems here, if you just click the little button on your login screen again, the little shortcut, it should take you to a new one. But and then you can search here. You can search like creative or whatever it is. So there it opened up. Oops. When I click on it again, because I'm logged in, it gives me all the options of the apps available to me. So there I can scroll through and find the OneDesign Creative Studio versus the OneDesign Print Center, which was the first one we clicked on. Is that helpful, Shauna?
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to try to just open up another tab.
Okay. All right. When we click on the Creative Studio, it takes us into OneDesign, to our dashboard. The nice thing about the Creative Studio is once you've picked your templates, so right, we always talk about in marketing that we should use the same thing all the time. So we want them all to look similar and cohesive. So when we send out our coming soon, it's the same coming soon that goes out no matter where it's going to, what house it's talking about. It always looks the same. The house is just updated, and we want our coming soon to correspond with our just listed, which corresponds with our just sold, so that we have those moving along there. And through OneDesign, if you save them in there, it actually allows you to save those designs to your dashboard. You can create a folder and have all those set up and ready to go. So it makes it really easy. We just come in here, we go to our listings, we click the just listed, saved postcard in there. We update it with the new property information. We call it a day. So that's the nice thing about using OneDesign Creative Studio. It also has more options. So remember on our previous one, we opened up the Express Docs, the Print Center. We only had like 2 options for the sold postcards. So on the left-hand side of the page, if I scroll down the dashboard to print templates, so that's what we're looking for, is print templates. We scroll down to postcards, click that one. It's going to give us the sizes. And remember that that postcard that we were looking at was 11 by 5.5 for the large postcard. But this is how you can sort them so that it matches the same size as what you are wanting to do. So those were all 11. No, they were 8.5 by 5.5. I lied. They were 8.5 by 5.5 for the large postcards. So if I click on those, it's going to open up all the templates that I have available to me in that size of postcard. And then I can come up here and I can click just sold. I have no templates because I'm still inside. Let's see. Let's look at sold. All right, hold on. They're in here. All right, we may have to look. Let's see. Welcome home. Coming soon. All right, they don't have any sold postcards. That's so rude in this thing. Interesting. All right, let's go back. I'm just going to go back to One Postcards. Search one. Do they have them in a different size? Sold. Interesting. All right, hold on. Interesting. Okay, well, the other one at least had 2 templates. This one apparently has no templates inside of the postcards. It normally does, so I'm not sure why nothing's pulling up that way, but that's okay. It's got some other. Social media tiles. I don't know what happened to all the templates. All right, so instead of that, let's look at the, we're gonna look at coming soon. So let's come down here to print templates, and then I'm gonna go postcards. And then I'm going to go to that 8.5 by 5.5. Give it just a second. I clicked on things too fast and made it angry. There we go. All right, so now we're in those postcards. So now let's say we wanted maybe like a coming soon. It's only searching, I think it's only searching my templates instead of searching all of those. So I'm not sure why it's choosing to do that. But here are, this one's coming soon, right? Coming soon, welcome home could be coming soon. And we can change all of these to either like a just listed or a coming soon, but there's all your postcard choices there. So you can pick there. So if you're like, man, I kind of like this one here, we'd go into create design. I'm going to hit create. It pulls up a bigger image of it. Here's where if you had the property information, you could plug it in here as well. Let's see. Give me just a second. We're going to go with Marvin. Okay, we're going to go 454 Marvin Gardens. So any listings that are active, it'll pull those up. We can just click on it. Here's where you can update the headline. It pulls over all the information from the MLS. So you can put it in there. STU. Stunning, active, adult, community. There we go. It says here that my character limit was exceeded. The max is 500. So we want to shorten it to 500. So I'm just going to hit the shorten button and look, it shortened it up for me. Magic. And then we just verify all the other details are correct. And then here's the pictures, and it wants you to select 3 of the photos. So you can come in here and be like, I like this photo. I like this photo. When I pick photos for my listings, I usually like to pick like a front yard, like the front of the house, an interior photo, and oftentimes like the backyard. So I've done all that. And then I'm going to hit create. If you didn't have the information in there, it's not a problem. You can edit the postcard without inputting that listing information. It just makes it a lot easier if the property's on the market because you can input it into there. Any questions so far while we're waiting for that to create? All right. It's loading that design up. Thinking really hard.
Wow, I'm struggling today.
Oh no.
It's been a week, let me tell you.
All right. So here is that postcard. If we wanted to edit it, you could do so. So if you wanted this to be like a just sold versus a coming soon, see how I can just click on this text box here and I can put just, oops, I can't spell just. Somehow it made it to July. Don't ask me how I got from just to July. And then I highlight the home and we can put sold. So it didn't have a just sold postcard that I liked, so I could use this one. I could save this as a template with a just listed, just sold, coming soon on here, and then I could just update each listing when it pops in, and I would have one that looked the same, so I could mail it out 3 times to the same neighbors. So it's got all the watermarks on here, so if you're seeing all those marks, it's just letting you know kind of where the safe areas are and where all the area is. Here is the back of it. This is where it's going to have that description and the details of the property. And then here's, you can update the office phone number. You could eliminate the office phone number. I think we can delete that. Sometimes it won't let you delete things, but you could change it maybe. Right. We could call this direct.
So when you shorten the description, was that like through AI?
Yeah, I just used that on the button. There was a little button there for that said shorten. So I just clicked the shorten button.
Okay.
Okay. I probably want to update my title to like Realtor, RELTOR. And if you hit the option, if you have a Mac, hit the option R, it does add the little R, circle R there for you. So here's what you can, and you can come in here and edit this description on here. Okay.
Can
So
you
you can,
repeat that? To add the R.
yeah, on a Mac, it's option and then the R button. So hold the option button down and hit the R. It'll give you a circle. Okay. So that's the front and the back. So if we are putting this into, we want to print with Express Docs. Number one, there's a little button here that we just hit. Hey, we want to print this with Express Docs. So if we want to mail this out, we should be able to just hit print. And we're going to hit continue. It's giving you little errors that you want to fix or not. I'm just going to say, hey, we're just going to continue on. It's going to spell check it for you. Make sure you don't have any misspelled words. I highly recommend before you mail postcards out, have somebody else read over it for you. Because oftentimes when we create something ourselves, our brains are really smart. And so they kind of skip over some of the errors that might be on there because we know what it was supposed to say. And if we give it to somebody else to read, they might catch something that you didn't catch previously. So it's always a good idea to have somebody else look it over. You can download it into like a PDF format or whatever, so that you can like email it to somebody to review. All right, so it's pulled that document now from Design Center into that Express Docs or the Print Center. So here it's got that set up. It's already got it set up as a postcard. We may want to, name it. We would say just sold Marvin Gardens. Okay. Do you want it mailed or shipped? So the difference there is if we want it shipped, it's just going to send us a stack of postcards. So maybe you want a stack of postcards for like before open houses or something. That would be shipping to you. It's just going to print them and ship all of them to one address. Versus mail means that it's actually going to send them to recipients that you choose. Okay, if you're like, Amy, I don't know who I would send them to, that's okay. I'll show you how it does this right here. All right, so we changed the name of it. We're going to click mail. And then do we want to send it first class or standard mail?
Yeah, so I know like I've sent these to I've sent just sold. And I know you can send them out to like the neighbors and but can you send them out to a farm if you don't have like a listing that just closed?
Absolutely.
Through OneDesign?
Yes. So you would create that OneDesign and then hit print with Express Docs. It's going to pull it over here into this. And then I'll show you how you can choose your addresses here in a moment.
Okay.
Okay. You can send it standard mail, which is 5 to 15 days, or first class mail. This used to be a big difference in price, like 25 to 30 cents difference in price per postcard. It's not really that anymore. It's like 5 or 10 cents difference. So I'll show you what the difference is here in a minute. But oftentimes I send things out standard mail. I'm cheap. Okay. Here is, you can choose your coating. It comes included with the gloss coating. You could switch it to matte or postal protect or soft touch, but then it's going to add to the price. So again, I'm cheap. I like free. So gloss coating is good for me. Here we're going to hit distribution options. So once we've picked our options there, we're going to go over to distribution options. Here's where it's going to say, hey, we can still toggle over to shipping. Okay, if we ship it, just so you know, well, we don't have a quantity. Let's put 100 in there for the quantity. It's $45 to make 100 postcards and have them send them out to you. Okay, so 100 or $45 for 100 postcards. It's 45 cents per postcard. You can't print something two-sided for 45 cents. So this is a pretty good deal if you want something shipped to you. But we want to mail these out, so we're going to click the mail button again. So notice it doesn't have a price yet because I haven't selected the addresses. So here again, we can toggle between standard mail or first class. It gives us that option the whole time. And then if you already have an address list, like let's say that I had already sent this out to coming soon, it saves that address list. So I could come back out, I would name it like 454 Marvin Gardens, click on it again. It's going to send out the next round of postcards to the exact same people that the first ones were sent to. So they're getting it multiple times. If you have a farm, like Adriana was talking about, you would have your farm list saved in here so that every time you sent something to your farm, you could just click on that button. It's going to automatically select it and send it out to the same people in your farm. You don't have to reselect the people every time. If you don't have any mailing lists, no big deal. We can just hit this create address list. Okay. The other option is that you can upload a mailing list as well, but we're going to hit create. Here's where you can upload the list. We can select it by street. So if you had a farm, selecting it by street might be the best. You could search by neighborhood. Okay. You can search by demographics. Maybe you want people that have smaller homes than the home that you're selling, or maybe you're looking for people that have been in their home for 20 years because we're selling, it's an active adult community. So you're like, man, if they've been in their home 20 years, maybe they're active adults and they're looking to downsize. That might be, we're looking for something like that. Or we can do a radius list. Oftentimes I choose the radius to send out my my coming soon, just listed, just sold postcards. So that's what I'm going to start with here. Okay, here we're going to put in the property address. So we're going to put in 454 Marvin Gardens. And that's a 95687. We want single family and multifamily, or we're just going to go, hey, we just only want to send it to single family homes only. And I want to send out 100 postcards. Okay. I'm going to exclude the target address from the search results. If it's an owner occupied property, I would recommend leaving this untoggled, because then the owners of the property are going to get a copy of that postcard to know that you're working for them. If it's a vacant home, no sense in sending it to a vacant home that we've already got listed. So I don't want that to waste one of my numbers. So once I've made my selections here, I'm going to hit search. Here it's going to pull up 100 addresses around Marvin Gardens, and it gives them to me by street so that you can select or unselect properties. So it's got them all selected right now, but maybe I didn't want Saybrook included in there. I could uncheck those. Notice it says here that it's got 6 on that street. So it's got the breakdown of where the addresses come from. It also gives the start number and the end number. If I wanted to see them all, I could hit view all addresses. And here it's going to list out all the addresses for me so that you can see all of those properties. Okay. So then you could go in there and you could hand select ones you don't want it to send to. Okay.
If you do radius search, can you, is it like on the berries where you can draw lines? Or no?
This one does not draw lines. It just allows you to select by streets. And you could edit. So if you knew, like in your farm, if you knew Boardwalk Court was part of your farm, but that your farm only encompassed starting at 350 to 366, you could hit the edit button to edit the addresses on the Boardwalk Court.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna go down here, and then you can unselect those addresses. And then you may want to do, if you're doing a farm, you may want to search by street rather than radius, because then you can plug in all the streets in your farms. That might be a better way to go about doing it. Okay. So there's how you edit it. Once you've got it selected, you hit the next button. And then it's going to say, hey, do you want resident name? Do you want to replace the name? Do you want to add or resident or occupant or homeowner? So maybe I want to add or occupant. So if I'm sending it out to properties that are rented, it's saying, hey, it's for this person or current occupant. So I'm going to check that box there. Here's my radius list name so that I know what this one is in case I want to use it again. And then I'm going to hit agree with terms and conditions and then hit create. Now it's going to create that list there. So now I've got 454 Marvin Gardens. Remember, I unchecked the Saybrook Street. So now it's only got 95 instead of 100. So that's how that works. It tells me what day. And then it tells me here that for this property, for 95 postcards, It's actually going to print 96. It's going to be $95.95. Okay, so I can send out 96 postcards for basically $1 a postcard. I don't even know what a stamp is these days, but it's like upwards of 70 cents or something like that. Now, keep in mind, this was for standard mail service, so it could take 2 weeks to get to the property. If I wanted to send it out first class, I can come back over here to the delivery method, and I can just toggle up to first class. And then I'm going to learn that, hey, first class, I can send it out for like $1.10 a postcard or so. For $106, it'll get there in 2 to 3 days. So it's not a significant difference anymore between first class and standard. We're talking $10 difference for 100 postcards. So not a lot of difference there. Again, it's like about 10 cents. I think it's 106 cents or $1.06 for first class and 95 cents each. So it's 11 cents difference. So you can choose which way you want to send it. Either way works, but you're going to finish up that selection option. Make sure you've got everything that you want to do. And then you're just going to hit proceed to checkout. Okay, it's going to confirm that, hey, this is the amount, this is the price. I could save $4.75 with an XD Plus subscription that they have as part of OneDesign. I obviously don't have that. You would add your payment card here. You can keep it on file here and click OK and then hit checkout and you're good to go. And those are going to be ordered. They'll process, print them, and get them shipped out for you. You don't have to do anything except design it. Okay. Questions about that? You good? I think for the price, this is a good deal. It's going to be cheaper than sending out something and putting stamps on it. So just kind of keep that in mind. And then once you have that list is yours. Okay. If you want to go back, obviously you can see your pending orders and order history there. You can pull up listings. Now, inside of this OneDesign, the Express Docs, they do have some cool stuff. I'm not going to lie. So their postcards for listings may not be my favorite, but they do have some really neat things that you can set up, such as, let's see here. If we go into postcards again, maybe I want large postcards. Let's see. Here they have like a new agent announcement, recent sales. So you can pull in, like that would be like a backdrop or whatever of that. Let's see if they've got some others. Somewhere in here, they do have some other items. Let's go. Products. They have seasonal socials. So they have social media posts ready to go. Prospecting letter, automated marketing. I'll show you that here in a minute. Let's see here. Seasonal marketing, right? So they've got baseball schedules, hockey schedules, back to school, birth announcements, birthday postcards, Christmas photo cards, Groundhog's Day, Halloween, Labor Day. So Labor Day is coming up. Maybe I want to send out a Labor Day something. Here, they've got all sorts of options for you. Small postcards, right? So they've got small postcards and large postcards that you can send those out. Happy Labor Day. So really easy way to just select something and send it out. They've got, if we go back into products, postcards. Oh, let's see, we were in seasonal, I think. Seasonal, oh no, we were seasonal marketing. There we go. You could go real estate related seasonal marketing. Here we have like, let's talk real estate, right? So they just have some fun step-by-step to buying a home on a large postcard, how to get your offer accepted, on the fence about buying a home, right? So all sorts of fun things that they have in here that the other one just doesn't have, the design center doesn't have. So just some really cool options for things that you have available. What's your home worth? I have buyers. Right. So fun, super easy postcards. Why buy a home if you were targeting rentals? Why wait? Wider view. So all sorts of fun things in here if you just come in here and play around with it. Real estate, seasonal and holiday, promotion and sales cards, newsletters. Newsletters feature a customizable title so clients know it's from you. So they've just got some really neat things that make it super easy to send things to your database and such like that. Any questions about that process of being able to design something and send it out with Express Docs?
It's one group design.
It is, so the design where we designed this one was the One Group Design Center. And then where you actually print them out of is One Design Print Center.
Okay.
So Print Center is what will actually print them and send them to you. Yep. So you've got your OneDesign Creative Studios where we made that just sold postcard. This Print Center is where we actually printed it out, and they're connected. So again, inside of Creative Studio, if we clicked on it, opened up, so right, so I could click on it now. And then we're going to wait patiently. Pulls up my dashboard. This is where it's going to save those previous designs that I had. So I just did this just sold. So maybe I want to edit it now for the next listing. I just come in here and hit edit. Right? So I already sent out my just sold for Marvin Gardens. Now I want to send out a different just sold. So I'm going to click the edit button. That way my marketing's all the same and consistent. Hold on, it's loading. We're going to be patient. There we go. Right. So tools, let's see if I can, it will create a QR code, right? AI writer. Somehow I believe we can update the property. Oh, here, if we hit integrations and go property search, now we can pull up the next property that we have. There we go. Right. Make sure everything, is in there. It says, hey, my character limit has been exceeded. So again, I'm going to hit write with AI. Let's see what it comes up with. Tell us, no, I don't want to start all over. All right, we're just going to shorten. There we go. Now it's shorter. Make sure all the details are correct. And oh, I've got to select my photos down here. I'm going to hit apply. Oh, hit the little boxy poo. Hit apply. Now it's updated this postcard with my new listing information. Super simple. It's ready to go. So again, from here, now that it's got that information updated, we just double check that it looks good. And then we just hit that print with Express Docs again, that little button in the upper left-hand or right-hand corner. And then it's going to take us over to that print center so that we can print these up. Super simple. Okay, and you can do that with once you have those templates set up in there, the ones that you like, I would save them to a folder of like listing templates or like open house templates. And then you just go in there, you click on it, update the property information, it's ready to go, and you're done. Okay. Any further questions before we wrap up today? Oh, I was going to show you one more thing, but any further questions?
No.
All right. The other thing that this has is automated marketing. So if we go to products, once you're in, right now it says OneDesign, but I'm in OneDesign Print Center. So I'm in that Express Docs. We go products, we go automated marketing. You can click on your APM profile right here. And what this does is it allows you to enter in all of your contact information and how you want this stuff to roll out. So headshots, contact, what postcards do you want to include, new listing, price change, open house, and sold? Do you want those sent out standard, high gloss, default mailing list, or manage address list? This is where you could create a new one if you wanted to, but we're probably not going to have a default mailing list because this is going to be for all of our new listings. And then how many postcards do you want it to send out? Here's default comments.
Are you
we
sharing
probably
the
don't-
screen?
I am. Is it not showing up?
Not on my end.
How many
Let me see.
is a
Okay.
good number to send out, Amy?
Here, hold on. I'm gonna reshare so it shares. What's a good number
Okay,
to
I got
send
it.
out?
See?
I would say that you would want. All right. Ultimately, I would say, 100 is a good number. But you may just want 50. It depends on your budget and what you've got available. We all know that it's going to be about $100 per mailing. So for a new listing going out, if you've got new listing, price change, open house, and sold, then potentially you've got 400 postcards going out, which is going to be about $400. So if you're like, man, my budget's not, maybe like $200 per listing, then I'll start saving money so I can increase it. So you could start with just 50, or you may be like, hey, for a new listing, I want it to 100. For a price change, it's just going to go to 50. For an open house, 50, and sold, it's going to go to 100. So you can tweak it by number as well. So that would be about $300 per listing. It's not going to automatically send these out. So on this default comments, I probably don't want, this says on market February 1st. I don't want the default comment to be a specific date. So hitting the market soon. Something like that, right? For a new listing. Here's if you wanted flyers created, it would have you pick your flyers and you could just click on these and select a different one. So you've got new listing, price change, open house, and sold for those flyers. We just hit change, and again, default quantities, you would select those. If you wanted a brochure, you could do that there as well. Social media posts, you could select those, the default URL. And then an image download. This default URL would be your website. And then images for download. Okay, right? So you'd go in there and set this all up. You'd hit save all changes. And then what happens is anytime you've got a new listing, there we go. You would hit accept and then subscribe or unsubscribe. Anytime you've got a new listing, it's going to notify you that your marketing package is ready to go. Let me see. I don't know how to get back to the main window. So see, so here we have all of these, and it's going to tell you what action. So if I had a new listing on this one, I could hit edit that action. It's saying, hey, you've got postcards, social media, and image download. I didn't select any flyers or brochures. I don't have anything set up on that. So then I can come in here and hit start customizing, and it's going to take me in there. It's already set those up with the templates that I had picked. So now I just need to go in here and make sure everything's accurate and then send it on out. So it kind of creates that marketing package for you. And it's going to notify you via email that, hey, we've created your marketing package. It's ready for review. Or, hey, you had a price change. Those postcards are ready for review. So it doesn't send it out automatically. At least mine doesn't. It has it set where it's going to review. So you can just go in there, make sure it's right, and then hit the send button to send it out. So that's the automated one. Okay, that automated marketing. And if, like I said, you can have it set up and then it just creates those. It doesn't actually send them. So it kind of sets you up for success that way. See, and I say, hey, I don't want postcards, so I'm going to remove that. But let's go to social media. My social media posts have already been created. There we go. right? We can edit those, download the proof. Here's the listing URL. It pulled it automatically from the Realty One group. Here's, you could put a post comment on there, and then here's the listing description if we want that included. And then you would add your accounts in here. And then if we wanted to schedule it for future, we just toggle that button or hit share. Personally, what I would do is I would not have it automatically post from here, because I know that for the most part, social media doesn't like third-party posting sites. So I would want to download the image, copy it, and then put it on myself. But you could do either way and see what kind of reaction you get both ways. So there's your options there, but it does create a nice little package for you there. Here's where we go to image download. It won't let me do it without moving on. So anyways, so just fun little automation there. And again, that was under the Express Docs or the Print Center, where you go into products, and then that was automated marketing. All right, anything else before we wrap up today?
Nope, good.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Absolutely. Thank you guys for joining me today. Hopefully you found this useful. This is the end of our summer series, our summer tech series. We're going to roll out again, kind of the new agent training come probably next week. I think we're going to keep it on Thursdays at the same time, same place. If you want some trainings on the calendar, there's a link in the chat box for suggested trainings. Just click on that, make your suggestions. We'll try to work them in to our training schedule. So stay tuned for that, and we'll see you next week.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Sorry I was late.
Oh, no problem.
Did you get the picture?
I got the picture. I haven't looked at it, but I saw it come through.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Yep. Have a fabulous day.
You too.